Guys, it is so darn cold outside.
How cold is it, Sean?
It's as cold as Hoth. What's going on, guys? I'm Sean. This is Race. This is John, and we're going to be doing our spoiler review today. So if you haven't seen Rogue One, go check out my spoiler-free review. I'm going to put right here. That looked like a SpongeBob thing.
Right there, a little square.
Right away, guys, I just want to say, what is your rating for the movie? Because you guys were in my spoiler-free, so what would you say?
I'm not super great at, I guess, scales, but I'm going to go with a 9 because right now I'm feeling real happy about it. So.
You say you're not good with scales, but you're a music major. So.
Zinger! Different kind of scale.
For sure. John, score.
My score is going to be an 8.6.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. If you remember, mine was an 8.2. But after coming out of the theater, I really enjoyed it the second time. Because I've seen this movie, saw it at 2 today and 7 tonight. And I really enjoyed it the second time more than the first. First time, my spoiler-free, I gave it an 8.2. I think I'd put that up to an 8.5 now. Really enjoyed it. I like the score a lot more.
Yeah, don't give crap to my boy Michael.
Yeah, Michael Giacchino, did a very good job.
Not John Williams, but did good.
Right away, I told people who I went with going in the theater, I'm like, not the second time because I already seen it, but the first time I was like, guys, these people are going to die. No one believed me. Like, they're all going to die. They're not in episode 4. What happened, guys?
I was really happy about that.
I was so upset.
Yes.
They all died.
Sean over here, I was told that the two main characters, Jin and Captain Cassian, they're like limping off of the tower that they're in.
It's right before it gets all blown to hell by the Death Star.
Yeah, so the Death Star blows up the base. But Sean tells me they make it out alive.
I'm like, because he was complaining everyone was dying. They see at least 2 people live. 5 minutes later, they died. He's just
K2SO,
hilarious.
Both the Asian guys, like everyone is dying, and he's like, you know what? I'm sorry, that was a little bit insensitive, but it's fine. It's not really.
Let's
fine.
just go around and say, what were your favorite parts of the movie? No holds barred.
100% when Vader finally comes in, because the whole time the movie, I heard all this hype about Vader being like the scariest dude. And it's going to be the darkest Vader you've ever seen. And then I'm like, where is he, though? I just saw him chilling.
You're talking about that first scene with Krennic.
The first scene with Krennic?
Yeah, the first
gets
scene
into
with
his
Vader.
suit.
No. I'm talking about at the end.
Oh, at the very end with the saber.
Not when he's chilling in the little jelly tube.
That is like straight out of Lords of the Sith shit. You know, that's great.
Like when it's just darkness and you hear his voice or his breathing, and then the lightsaber goes and like the whole theater shakes. It's like, ugh.
How great was James Earl Jones coming back for that too? Oh, great. That was actually my favorite. My favorite scene was actually the first scene with Vader when he confronts Krennic. Terrifying and awesome at the same time. When you get to see Vader's mangled body in the bacta tank was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I also really liked the ending with, spoiler alert, Princess Leia, which was awesome to see. John?
It has to be the Death Star at Jeddah. Just seeing the special effects with like everything before the Death Star to just the massive wall of Earth coming where a city used to be and just enveloping everything.
Oh, for sure.
Right before the characters get off of Jeddah and escape.
It was
absolutely
like a
terrific.
wave, too.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
It was like interstellar level, like the wave on the black hole planet, like just like death coming right towards you.
In my spoiler-free review, I talked about a certain character that I didn't think would maybe make a cameo, but not have any lines. That was Governor Grand Moff Tarkin, governor at this time, and he's actually one of my favorite Star Wars characters, my 4th, if we're gonna get really specific, favorite Star Wars character of all time. I've read the book. Tarkin, actually, the book was actually the first canon book I ever read. Absolutely loved it, guys. Please read it if you haven't. And seeing him, the perfect CGI, and whoever did the voice, I haven't looked yet, but perfect.
I think it might have been the guy who does Rebels.
Oh, that would make sense.
Whoever's Grand Moff Tarkin in Rebels.
That would make sense.
When I first saw him, though, I was like, wait a second, something's off about his face. Like, either this is CGI or whatever. Like, I just reminded me of, like, Tron Legacy. You know, have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Where
that's a good connection.
Or young Jeff Bridges.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, like, and even in, like, Civil War, you saw young Robert Downey Jr.'s character, young Iron Man. It's weird. Anyway, but also about Tarkin. Again, read the book, but again, read Catalyst, too. Because Catalyst, if you haven't read that, have any of you read Catalyst?
No. I heard about it, though.
Oh, my God. So good. And it builds so much this world for Rogue One, so please read that. Let's just get into some more. I wrote some things down because I'm a nerd. So the Rebel base, there's a lot of thing like this. Again, I said in my spoiler free. This is really geared towards the hardcore Star Wars fans more than the other trilogy films. Like I just read Lords of the Sith. Just finished reading Lords of the Sith, and the Rebel base. You can hear someone say Captain Syndulla, and I think they mean Cham Syndulla, who is a really important character in that book. Wow, that's nerdy.
Don't know who that is.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta admit.
Wow, there's 3 of us here, and one of us is a Star Wars nerd.
It was awesome seeing Mon Mothma again. That was fantastic. Whoever, don't know the actress name again. Sorry. But she did a really great job.
Genevieve O'Reilly.
Sure, whatever the hell that is.
Genevieve.
Yeah.
She was a goodie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I really, really enjoyed it. I did have one of my biggest negatives, one of the scenes that I really didn't like was with Saw Gerrera, the pilot gets like interrogated in that weird
Octopus.
Octopus.
It was like Jabba the Hutt, but worse.
Yeah, like the CGI was terrible too.
The whole time, every scene with Saw Gerrera was just like, okay, is this Jabba the Hutt like palace like
Jabba the Hutt with
nasty,
legs,
nasty, all this crap.
Like really dimly lit, kind of like you know
just
it smells
dirty.
bad, and then you see this thing come out of the dark,
and then
it wraps its tentacles around the guy's face, and
it just looked bad. Like in the Force Awakens, the Rathdars scenes that looked bad too. The kind of out of place CGI. This is worse than this one, but overall, I really really enjoyed the film. There were just a really few specific things. Like one thing that I didn't like about the rebellion when they learned that the Death Star was happening, right? And they learned they were kind of couldn't do. Yeah, when they're at the council, everyone was so damn quick to surrender. I'm like, that's not the rebellion I saw in Episode 4. Yeah. You know, the resiliency. They're like, oh shit, we're done. Dunsky.
They were like, I don't want to do it, man. I'm too scared.
See you later. Mon Mothma was all for it. How good was Jimmy Smits too, by the way? Is Bail Organa? Seeing him back?
Yeah,
that was so fun.
Oh my god. And another cameo in. Okay, this is what I'm confused about. In Jeddah, when they're passing through there, and then they meet those 2 goons that are in A New Hope.
Yeah.
On Tatooine, and they bump into them. They're like, "Oh, watch where you're going."
Yeah.
And then Jeddah gets destroyed. But like, do they die?
Must have got off there.
They must have just like hopped
I don't
ship.
like you.
I mean,
My friend doesn't like you either.
If K2SO was able to fly out of there, maybe they were also able to fly out of there.
I mean, like,
true. I mean, yeah, they would. Well,
I don't think it could happen.
They would have had to
because that was pretty early on too. That was a good a few hours before that. Well, I mean, not in the movie, but in the timeline. Yeah. Also, the Rogue One call sign. It was just. I was hoping they wouldn't do because when the trailers were like, "Oh, what's our call sign?" Oh, I don't know, Rogue One.
They are requesting a call sign. It's Rogue One.
Literally what happened in the movie. It had no meaning to it, you know?
Rogue?
No, he didn't sound...
It took him so long, though.
Didn't sound like that.
He didn't sound that stupid.
Wasn't that bad, John.
I'd be that stupid, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you would, because you are that stupid.
Yes, says the guy who... I'm just going to stop right there.
BT Dubs, you know, like, all the droids in Star Wars, they always, like, give, like, probabilities.
Yeah.
Why are they always wrong? Because always...
I mean, they should be right for once.
Right? Because it's always the droids, with Han Solo going through the astro field. 300? I don't know the actual number.
3,300, something
like that. And then he's like, never tell me odds. And he gets through it fine. He's a badass. And then, you got in this one, K2SO is like, I think multiple times.
We
like,
have a
we're going to die.
33% probability of failure.
Something like that, yeah. And then it's like, oh.
We're good.
They're fine, sure, why not?
Well, okay, to be fair, they did crash, though.
True.
They did crash.
Yes.
They did crash.
Poor Galen Erso,
when they're going into Edu, just to clarify.
Poor Galen Erso had a rough life.
Well, I mean, like, another thing, I'm sorry, we can get to Galen Erso in a second, but with K2SO, I mean, the other, like, probability when they were on the, I'm sorry, what was the base where the intelligence was held?
Edu.
No, intelligence, Yavin 4. Scarif, there you go, the intelligence. Yavin 4 is the rebel base.
So he's like, yeah, we're going to run into 89 stormtroopers, and we'll die 30% of the way through.
Said that because,
and then the bombs went off. So you got to give K2SO credit as a droid this time.
I'll give you that. No, K2SO, I think, was my favorite character out of this.
I emotionally connected with him the most.
Oh, so hilarious, badass. I mean, just a great character. Actually had a lot more development than, like, the human character.
Yeah. Okay, you know who didn't get enough development, in my opinion, and, like, this is my one, like, beef with the movie, is Saw Gerrera. Like, I didn't like him at all. He was just, like, a jerk the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, he had all these rebels trying to help him out, and he's like, I'm gonna bag you. And then Jill, and then Jin finally came in, and he was like, oh, I haven't seen you. I'm a human again.
Hi, Jin, how you doing?
But, like... I didn't care at all. Like, especially when he died too. When the wave.
Pretty
of
cool
death.
but I think again, like I said, this panders to the hardcore Star Wars fan. You get more of Saw Gerrera and more depth to him if you've seen the Clone Wars, the animated series Star Wars Clone Wars. Now,
wait. He's in that?
Sure he is.
I've watched all
Briefly.
that.
Really?
What?
Let's see. I finished it. I'm trying to figure out what season's in.
I mean, it's been a minute since I've watched it, but I don't remember.
Oh,
Saw
for sure.
Gerrera at all.
He's briefly in it. I know he's not in Rebels, which I need to watch, by the way. I watched 5.
I watched like the first season.
Do you like it?
The first, I mean, it's just kind of like Clone Wars, where it's just kind of like, okay, this is a kid's show, but then later on it gets better.
Yeah, I've
Like,
heard it
Maul
gets
finally
darker and
comes in,
darker. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. No, I really, really enjoyed the heck out of this movie, though, especially the second time I watched it again. It's just Darth Vader could have been in more. I understand why they didn't want to rely too heavily on Darth Vader because it could get oversaturated with Mr. Darth.
Yeah.
But no, when you finally get to see his lightsaber ignited at the end, like you said.
And like
Wonderful.
the theater shakes and everything.
Oh!
I was like, ah!
It was dark, but I think
So
it was
scary.
such a perfect
They
ending.
say it was Darth.
Oh god.
You were the worst. No, it really makes me want to see that now. You can do that, especially since James Earl Jones is getting up there. You want to just get as much Darth Vader movies as you can now.
Yeah.
But I would really like to see a Lords of the Sith type adaptation. I'm not saying directly that book. Great book. Great Star Wars canon book. You got to read it. It's great. It's with the Emperor and Darth Vader on Ryloth fighting Twi'leks. It's one of the nerdy sentences I've ever uttered in my entire life. But it's so good. Now you know that you can do stuff with Darth Vader that you couldn't before. Because what he was doing, I mean, he was fast, he was menacing, he was terrifying, and I'd really like to see a movie with Darth and the Emperor, especially Ian McDiarmid is still going, you know?
Did you see, okay, when he was slaying all those rebels at the end, did you see him stop a bolt like Kylo Ren did? Because I thought I saw him do that for like a hot second.
Mm-hmm. You know, like in...
Did you say stop a bullet?
No, they don't
like
shoot
a
bullets. They
laser
shoot,
bolt.
I was going to say, yeah.
But like in The Empire Strikes Back, when Han shoots at him, before we'd be honored if you'd join us scene. Great line by Darth. He catches he just stops his blaster fire just right in his hand, and then he grabs a gun. I think he was doing that. He was stopping it, Oh, great. I've actually been quoting Darth Vader to my buddy Des over there all night, all week pretty much. He's been getting really annoyed with me actually.
See, this production is actually filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, it is,
of
guys.
3 members.
How's it going?
Say hi.
It's going great, thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, fellow
It's Jenny,
RAs,
Nikki, and Des.
Yeah, Des is all quiet over there. No, yeah, these two actually haven't seen the movie, so we just spoiled the crap out of it for him. Cryface.
We told him. We warned him.
Final thoughts on the movie, guys. Are you happy where Star Wars is going? What'd you think of its first anthology movie?
You see, I think my biggest thing, I mentioned this in the car on the way back from the movie, but I consider the character development very similar to Magnificent Seven.
Yep.
This is a movie that came out in the fall and not as widely acclaimed as a lot of other movies that we've seen. But I think for everyone dying at the end of the movie, I think they did about as well as they could. They developed who they needed to for the central 2 or 3 characters. Love that they developed K2SO a lot. But Chirrut and who was the other guy?
Chirrut and Baze.
Chirrut and Baze, yeah. They kind of bit the dust a little bit with character development. Aside from that, I think they did a terrific job with the first anthology. I liked it a lot.
I enjoyed it as well a lot. My only beef would be Saw. He needed more development for me to care about his death in general. Also think, you're right about Baze and Chirrut being shortchanged a little bit. Donnie Yen is one of my favorite actors. IP Man, so good. But anyway, loved it. I would almost love to see later on a movie kind of on the Imperial side because it showed Galen being Jin's dad. Showed
if they made a
kind of
Galen movie,
if
that'd make me so happy.
Yeah, if they made some sympathy towards the Empire, because in their eyes they're doing the right thing.
There's people just working for the Empires, that's their day job. You think they go home and they review space movies? I don't know.
Imagine what it'd be to be the guy that fires up the Death Star every time it goes off.
It's
it's
like those two
another day at the job.
It's like those 2 stormtroopers that we saw before they attacked Scarif, and they're like, oh, did you see they're replacing the T-20s? And they're like, oh,
T-15s,
finally, the T-15s. I was like, all right.
Just follow those 2 stormtroopers. That'd be great.
It. No, I really, really enjoyed this movie. On the verge of saying I love this movie. A lot of people are saying that Force Awakens, they liked it better than The Force Awakens. For me, it's kind of actually tied after viewing it a second time. I really, really enjoyed it. It just doesn't have the rewatch factor. How about that shout out to Obi-Wan, too? Best Jimmy Smits line ever. When he's talking about his Jedi friend, he's talking about Mothma, how he's in hiding. Definitely talking about Obi-Wan. And then she says, entrust your like mission with someone you trust. And he says, I would trust her with my life. Then he's talking about Leia. That leads to the end. Awesome stuff. Great writing. Only issues I had was character development, and kind of the Act 2 was a little slow. But other than that, I think they're heading in the absolute right direction, getting directors like Gareth Edwards to do films like this. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait until they announce an Obi-Wan standalone film, because it's going to happen. Someone from Lucasfilm is probably a plant, but someone from Lucasfilm said that the reason why they haven't done an Obi-Wan standalone film is because he's not done yet with the saga films. So he's going to appear as a Force ghost in the new episode 8, 9, and right here, ladies and gentlemen,
gentleman.
Rey from The Force Awakens, you heard it here, is a Kenobi and a Skywalker. Okay? So Obi-Wan had a child with Sabine that you see in Clone Wars, who had Satine, who had a child with Luke. That's just my personal theories. Anyone else have any theories about Rey?
I was thinking just a Kenobi.
I would actually like that better, but
yeah, just because Satine, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's super cool. I love the whole mystery. They didn't expand on it as much as I would have liked to in the Clone Wars series. Mm-hmm. If you haven't watched that series, please do.
Pretty good. Except for the order's out of whack, so you gotta... Like, they filmed the episodes in different... Anyway.
I really enjoyed the Clone Wars TV show. That's probably one of my favorite things. Other than this movie, is probably... I think I like this one more than Force Awakens. As I will admit, I was a lot more happy after I finished Force Awakens, because it's been so long. Like, I was like...
Yeah.
And nothing will ever beat that theater experience with people literally crying, you know?
Yeah, but this one, for me, it's more my taste. I've always been kind of more towards, like, the infantry or whatever, like, the soldiers. Like, I really love Saving Private Ryan and Hacksaw Ridge.
Say two more words. Space Battle.
Space Battle!
Oh,
that was tight.
Oh,
that was tight.
Best one since Return of the Jedi.
That was tight.
Oh, my
You thought we were done. We're just getting started.
You thought we were done. We're still going. That's... Anything else to add about the movie, guys? I mean, other than that, it rocked pretty hard.
Just go see it.
For sure.
See it 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it twice in a day, and I noticed so much more the second time. You watch it at least 2 or 3 times. I'll be watching probably 5.
Just don't be upset when everyone dies.
I love that.
It's fine.
Also,
it's not.
Did anybody else think that Jin and Cassian were gonna kiss?
Oh, for sure.
I was so happy they didn't.
I bet they did. They just didn't show it. Had to.
I mean, if you were gonna die, you'd probably be like,
yeah.
You know,
I was really hoping that Krennic would die at the hands of Vader. Actually, I was hoping he'd get choked out or something. But it was cool. He died. It was really ironic.
By the Death Star,
killed up by his own.
He was like, no.
Just got vaporized. Didn't even feel the damn thing. You know, good for him. All right, guys. That was our spoiler discussion, our spoiler talk. Again, I'm gonna put a little thing for our spoiler-free review. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Again, this is Race. This is John. Thanks for joining us. And again, we're going to have these guys on multiple more times. Right now, we're going to Christmas break after this video. Tomorrow, I'm leaving. We're all going home for Christmas break. Thank God. Oh, final second. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye.